like red or gray. An adjective could describe the shape of something, like slender or skinny. So today in close reading, we're going to use what we know about adjectives to answer text-dependent questions. So today in reading, I will answer text-dependent questions.
Today in reading, I will answer text-dependent questions.
So today, by the end of close reading, you will create a 2-paragraph response to this statement. Repeat me. Describe the two different types of wolves. We will closely read the text on the back of your paper. We will closely discuss, followed by your drafting of the response. I'm going to read it the first time. I'm going to read it the first time. The second time we'll read it together. The third time you'll read it with your partner. I'm not continuing until we're all in slant. Spirit, I'm waiting for you. Where's your seat, Spirit? Okay. Pencils are down. We're following along in the text. So as we're reading the first time, I want you to think about the text evidence that we can underline such that it will help us answer our question today, okay? So we're on paragraph 1. Paragraph 1 looks like this on your paper. If you want with your pencil, watch what I'm doing. You can label it paragraph 1 and this paragraph 2, okay? So you should be labeling paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 on your paper. Did you label your paper? Did you label your paper?
I label my paper. I label mine.
Okay, I don't need to hear it. I'm going to start reading now. There are 2 different types of wolves. One is the gray wolf or timber wolf. A gray wolf can have black, white, brown, or gray fur, depending on where it lives. 32 different kinds of gray wolves have been identified. Some of them don't exist anymore. So in the first paragraph, who can tell me what animal we were learning about? Sydney.
In paragraph 1, we were learning about
Be quiet.
wolves.
Can you say that again because I was rudely interrupted?
In paragraph 1, we were learning about gray wolves.
Okay, so Riley, what are some adjectives or describing words that the author included in the first paragraph to describe the gray wolf?
That a gray wolf is that a gray wolf is
You got it.
There are 2 different kinds of wolves.
Okay, so this is more of the topic sentence here. The second paragraph will tell us about the other kind of wolf. But this paragraph, paragraph 1, is talking about the gray wolf, okay?
Yes.
It's talking about the gray wolf. So if you want, you can label above your first paragraph and write gray wolf so that you can identify that the first paragraph is talking about the gray wolf. So what, Dakota, did the author say in the first paragraph to describe the gray wolf?
It said about the gray wolf that a gray wolf can have black, white, brown, or gray fur,
Depending
on
where?
it's living.
So let's read that together. Eyes up here, please. Eyes up here, please. A gray wolf can have black, white, brown, describe the color of the fur. So I hope we are all underlining that phrase in the text. I don't need to hear that. We're moving on to the second paragraph now. I'll wait. Okay. The other type of wolf is the red wolf. Red wolves aren't really red. Instead, they are a combination of black, gray, and reddish brown. They are smaller and more slender, and remember we learned that slender means thin or skinny, than gray wolves. Only one of the three original different kinds of red wolves exists today. Very few of them live in the world. So how did the author describe the red wolf? How did the author describe the red wolf? Dynasty?
How the author described the red wolf is that it's slender, it's smaller, and
Okay, so let's stop and highlight this phrase. Read it with me. They are smaller and more slender than gray wolves. Great. So we're describing the size. What else in the text, Chloe Norris, is describing the red wolf? What else did it say? In the second paragraph. So they're not, red wolves aren't really red. So we can highlight that phrase. So let's read it. Red wolves aren't really red. What would you like to add on, Veronica? Thank you, Chloe.
I want to add on is that another one is instead they are
Combination.
of black, gray, and reddish brown.
So let's all read this together. Eyes up here, please. Instead, read it with me. Instead, they are a combination of black, gray, and reddish brown.
Where is it? It's in the middle. Where? Right here? Right here? No, right here. Can someone help me? I know it.
Veronica, can you help Arvel underline because he should be looking at the text and not writing on this paper?
Oh no.
Did you find it, Riley?
I will help you on it.
Thanks, Zaire. Appreciate it.
Wait. They really hold it.
Thanks, Josh.
I'm done.
Once you've underlined it, go back and sit in slant so I know that we're ready to move on. Thank you. Okay. Now, we are going to read both paragraphs together. But how we're reading it today is that when I stop reading a word, you guys pick up where I left off. We've done it before, okay? Paragraph 1. Dakota and Naima, let's go. There are two different... No. I'm reading, and then when I stop, you pick up where I left off. I just said that. There are two different...
Types of wolves. One is the gray wolf or timber wolf. A gray wolf can have either brown or gray fur depending on where it is.
Stop. 32 different kinds of gray wolves have been identified. Some of them don't exist anymore. Go.
The other type of wolves are the red wolf. Red wolves are really gray. Instead, they are a combination of black, gray, and reddish brown. They are smaller and more slender than gray wolves.
Stop. Only one of the three original different kinds of red wolves exists today. Go.
Very few of them live in the world.
What other evidence can we underline that's helping us distinguish the difference between the wolves? Wolves. Oh, world. That's world.
Naima and Dakota. Wolves or
Oh, oops, sorry.
we could underline one gray wolf is timber wolf.
So, what you could say there is that the gray wolf, we can also call it timber wolf. So, you can underline timber wolf. Here, I'll do it.
Which timber wolf? I don't know.
You know what? No. Enough. Okay, what else could we underline? Zion.
Only one of the three. That's how we know. Only one of the three original kind of wolves
Exists.
exists today. Very few of them live in the world.
And actually, this is supposed to be wild. And the wild means out in the forest.
Yeah, I know that.
So, perhaps we can underline the phrase, repeat me, very few of them live in the wild.
Very few of them live in the world.
Thank you, Jocelyn. So, what is the author trying to tell us about the red wolves here? That if very few of them live in the world. This species is close to being what?
Something about the red.
Hold on, Alfonso.
Steve.
College job.
Extinct. If very few of them live in the wild, that means they're almost
Right. Eyes up here, please. Eyes up here, please. Oftentimes, when we're close reading a text, we can jot notes down in the margin so we can remind ourselves of what we want to include in our response. I'm trying to figure out who's talking and who's going to get a phone call home. So now I have to repeat everything I said. Very often, when we are close reading, it is helpful to jot notes to ourselves in the margin, which means the sides of your papers, so that you know what you need to include in your response. So I wrote the word extinct here. I think it is a very important fact that you include the red wolves are close to being extinct. So that's another difference between the gray wolf and the red wolf, and a way you can describe the red wolf. It's a species close to extinction. Now, with that being said, this is a lengthy text, so I'm going to give you 4 minutes to read this text with your partners. If you get done before the 4 minutes is up, you read it again. Begin reading now.
There are